Life's a coat of many colors. It is never black and white. Can't have one without the other. The dark without the light. In the summer we were lovers. With a flame our hearts would burn, a flame the autumn would smother, and leave this heart to yearn forever blue, forever blue. I'm putting on a show for the world to see. No one will ever know that without you I'm forever blue. No more waking up early.
Well, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight for a brand new Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle. This is the Kindred of Fog City, and I am joined by a lot of lovely people. We're gonna go ahead and everyone's just gonna say who they are and just their character's name and pronouns. And we're gonna start with Leona.
Hi, I'm Leona. You can find me on Twitter at the Leona Maple. I am playing Uma Shicker, our Banu Hakim Anarch, and her pronouns, as are mine, are she, her.
All right, and next we have Dee. Who are you playing tonight?
Good evening, my lovely children of the dark. My name is Dee. You can call me any pronouns that make you feel special inside, and I am playing DJ Green, whose pronouns are he, him.
Elijah.
Hey, it's Glyza, and I am playing Aurora, and their pronouns are she, they, and I am they, them. Playing around with that, we'll see.
And Tate, would you like to introduce your character?
Hello, Twitch. My name is Tate Washburn, and I'll be playing Dustin Knight Morgan, a kind of grumpy punk rock blood sorcerer. His pronouns, as are mine, are he, him.
Last and certainly not least, a face you should recognize, Foxy.
Hello, darlings, and I'm certain you're all pleased to make my acquaintance. I'm Foxy, using the he-they pronouns, and tonight I am happy to introduce Malcolm Duvernay of the he-him pronouns.
And I am Mallard, and I use he-him pronouns. The night tonight begins as any other night in San Francisco would. Off the bay, wisps of water vapor are coalescing into fog that will slowly cover and blanket the city. The glow of street lights beginning to diffuse in the air, casting uncertain silhouettes into the darkness. The night begins like many other nights, with our kindred rising from their slumber. And we will begin by checking in on DJ Green. How does your night begin?
Likely very irritated, a bit of a headache hangover, and I can already hear all the noise happening downstairs. And I'll sort of roll out of bed and take a second to listen for how many heartbeats are in my home. It's about 10, so at least it's a small party. And I'll sort of stand up in this very worn down looking room. The bed is just a mattress on the floor, blackout curtains, of course, and various notebooks strewn all over the place. Some are tacked against the walls and have artist name on them. One says NBA Youngboy. One says what? What's if that got you, Foxy? I'm gonna need you to strap in, my boy, because
I just wasn't
we're-
ready.
yeah, of course. One of them says Watsky. One of them says Tech Nine. Just a bunch of different artists that are pinned to the wall in notebooks. I'll sort of squint at the one that I fell asleep writing, close it, and toss it aside. Fuck me. Okay. And I'll get up and open the door and make my way downstairs through the cloud of what's mostly weed smoke.
All right. As you correctly predicted, there are about 10 people, most of which you recognize as regulars. They are just milling about. You actually haven't given us a character description.
Right. So currently, DJ is wearing what he normally wears, these very large gray sweatpants, and this sort of dark charcoal colored hoodie that's zipped most of the way up, underneath which there is a black and green MF Doom shirt, and the hood is sort of pulled up over the blue and gray Detroit Lions beanie. And he sort of yards and stretches because y'all don't have to come here every Friday, right? Like, I'm sure the rest of y'all got houses, right? You can go anywhere else, just some of the time, switch it up.
One of the patrons looks over to you and flashes a smile. Oh, but you're always so welcoming, eh? Plus, you're 2 minutes walk from the bar, so easy to pregame.
Yeah, that helps. And I'll start looking around. And I'll go. Did I leave a notebook down here? There should be one down here. It should say well, don't worry about what it says. Just if you see it, give me it.
Just say, don't worry.
And remind us, what does your haven actually look like? Because you haven't said that yet.
So the haven is actually an entire complex of Section 8 apartments that I privately own. So it's about 14 units or so that are connected through one main what's the word for this? Not really much more than a hallway, but it's a fairly large building. It's like all the apartments that are on this block.
And then one of your tenants actually walks in with some groceries tucked under one of their arms. It accidentally shifts a couch over, and you do spot it having dropped it underneath there, presumably the previous night.
And I'll grab it and dust it off and stick it just in one of my oversized hoodie pockets. And I'll pull the hoodie up a little tighter and go, hey, I'm gonna go get something to eat. Y'all don't tear shit up, please.
They are not paying attention to you, as one of them has, at this point, rolled what you assume to be marijuana into another blunt and is now passing it around.
Yeah, well, and I'll head out and go look for something to eat.
And we will come back to what that looks like in a moment. We zoom away across town, all the way almost to the opposite side. There is a solitary manor sitting upon a hill. And inside we find not one, but two of our players. Having roused just moments before. And if we could get a character description for Aurora and for Malcolm.
I could start. Aurora has been awake a few, let's say maybe about 10 minutes, and she goes to her closet and looks for the most, shall we say, sheer nightgown and sheer, like sort of a nightgown, but also like a robe. Walks around, goes around, and with a wine glass filled with, let's say it's not wine, but it looks like wine, and she's just walking around the hallways, being herself, and looking at all of the pictures that Malcolm has. She hasn't been here for very long. This is like her first week, like the end of her first week here, and she's just walking around and looking around the hallways, basically of the manor, trying to find maybe one of the Valkyries or one of the other vampire resident, which is only Malcolm, I believe, right?
Well,
In the main house, yeah. Dustin lives here. He doesn't live here, though.
yeah.
I mean, then again, were it my call, you wouldn't either, but no.
I mean, unfortunately,
We don't always get what we want.
Exactly.
And that sounds like a good time to describe Malcolm.
Malcolm also arose decently recently, maybe about 10, 15, 20 minutes ago. Immediately dressed himself in his own bathrobe because, I mean, it's my house. Why would I not wear a bathrobe around it? I am currently in one of several sunrooms, just flipping through emails currently, seeing if any of my deals closed while I was sleeping, if any other important meetings have come up or things I have to deal with. I've also checked in with a couple of the Valkyries. Elise and Valena are currently outside of the sunroom, standing guard next to me. Just their sidearms with them currently, but I greeted them both a good evening. They're looking wonderfully as usual. I haven't seen Aurora yet. Am I purposefully avoiding her? I don't know. Maybe.
As you're flipping through emails, you see one from your close friend, and it's just saying that they'll be back in town in about a week's time and that they'd love to catch up over coffee.
Ah, wonderful. I'll find some time
Yes.
if I can.
Excellent. Of course, I feel like at this point, as opportunity strikes, Aurora has entered the room. You see
Oh
the
yeah.
two Valkyries.
The minute I see the two Valkyries, I am going to just enter the sunroom.
Ah,
Malcolm. Hi.
the peace of my quiet disturbed. Good evening, Aurora.
Good evening, Malcolm.
I trust
And
you
I
slept.
sit right in front of you.
He'll close his eyes a bit. I trust you slept non-destructively.
Define destructively.
There is only one definition.
Then I guess. No, I didn't sleep destructively.
I don't appreciate the way you answered that, but I feel that investigating that will cause me more of a headache.
Sure. What you doing today?
Ideally, nothing. To what are you
Oh,
the honor of my company right now?
Oh, this means you can show me around. I'm sure my daddies would love that.
Is that what that means?
I mean, aren't you my host? I'm sure my daddies would love to hear that my uncle is showing me around.
I am going to kill something today, I'm sure of it. Fine, Dustin, let him show you around. I have things to do.
I thought you just said you didn't have anything to do.
I am finding things to do.
Oh, oh well.
It is at this point that one of the Valkyries just politely, actually, boss, we did receive a letter for you,
Marvelous news.
and it is wax sealed with an insignia that you do recognize.
Oh no.
It is indeed. For the sake of the audience, Fog City is not like any other city of Kindred. There is no hold of the Camarilla here. There are no anarchs leading their pogroms here. Instead, it is under the control of one kindred, and one kindred alone. Premier Vanessa Liu. They are the leader of Fog City. They set the rules, and the entire peninsula is their domain. From the bridge all the way down to where Oakland starts.
My. Today may be interesting indeed.
You crack open the deep crimson seal, almost certainly mixed with at least a little bit of vitae.
Of course.
And as you unfurl it, it simply reads, I am holding court tonight, and you are invited. Bring the young girl. No doubt referring to your recent guest.
Oh, I just can't have anything, can I?
Am I while Malcolm is opening that, I am going to stand and try to like peek and see what's going on with the letter. Totally uninvited, just gonna look.
Awesome. Are you doing anything to specifically hide the contents of the letter?
I mean, at this point, no. I think I would be prior to actually reading it, but upon actually reading it, realizing what it says, just like almost. Yeah, no, I'll just absolutely hand it off to Aurora. Just dress yourself for the evening. We have plans.
We have plans.
I'm not
Oh
repeating
my.
myself.
You need to loosen up a little bit. I think that's why my dad's sent me to you, because they feel like you've been alone for too long.
The last time I was loose, this nation was at war.
I mean, what's fair in love and war, right? Anyway, I'm gonna go get dressed. I'll see you later. And then Aurora just sort of like bounces out of the sunroom and goes to like her current suite, I guess is what I'm calling it.
There is a foul god somewhere punishing me.
There are numerous unused sections of the house, only ever maintained by some mysterious keeper who you have not yet met, who comes during the day. And I feel like at this point, this is the third time you've relocated just to another room you found that is larger. Because you just keep finding nicer and nicer ones.
Oh, I keep moving rooms. Like as soon as I get a room and I realize this other room is better, I grab all of my stuff, or I make Dustin grab all of my stuff and just move to the bigger room.
Sorry.
Yes, and as you open the walk-in closet that is larger than most studio apartments, you are greeted by numerous outfits. And as you are deciding what to wear for this evening, speaking of Dustin, why don't we start with what it feels like when you wake up?
Speaking of rooms that are studio apartments that are smaller than her walk-in closet, there is a sort of almost like apartment complex that's on the grounds of Malcolm's estate. And I think it's probably like second floor, right at the edge, so that it does have a window, because Dustin's a somewhat paranoid human being, or kindred in this point. Somewhat paranoid kindred who wants an exit if he has to. And when he wakes up, it is very grumpy. He doesn't he wears just pants when he's sleeping. And so he gets up, and the very first thing he does without thinking about it, he has a big old buck knife, like on a nightstand next to his bed, which he slats into his belt, and he starts going around to the rituals that he kind of has going at any given time. The one in particular is the tracking stones, or whatever they're called. Give me a second. The bloodstones. They take like 3 nights to do, and I think he ends up using them somewhat often and losing them somewhat often. So he's got like probably 2 cooking. One's probably almost done.
Yes, just feeding it a little bit of vitae to keep the spell going at least. Notably, your little section, it's more like a dormitory really, perhaps an older barracks for the Valkyries before upgrading. is notably outside the walls of the actual manor itself.
Hmm.
Yes. But you don't live there alone, do you? And that fact is confirmed almost immediately when you hear a crash and the breaking of something downstairs.
A distant sigh from somewhere else in the
Uh-oh.
house.
I think there's like a moment of hesitation. Dustin finishes like the chanting he has to do for the ritual. Sighs, puts on just whatever grubby t-shirt he has around, his leather vest that he keeps various stuff in, and then opens the door with a glare to sort of the main room area to see what and who made this noise. I really don't have time to fix things today.
Looking like a pair of golden retrievers who know they've done something wrong. You see Winston and Tad have been, one of them with like a rugby ball under their arm. They were clearly playing catch inside, and one of them bumped the table containing a rather old-looking vase. The vase did.
Too. I'm so happy.
The vase did crack upon the ground, and you do see a fine, like, smattering of ash puff up from it. And
that was one of my old subordinates, you assholes!
Oh my god.
A treasured subordinate. As a question, does like my little room have its own fridge kitchen thing, or is that a communal deal?
You have your own like kitchen area. This is the common room area because it
Yeah.
is built much like a school's dormitory.
Yeah. After seeing the problem that has occurred, I'm gonna just like lean back, pull a bag of blood from the fridge because I'm like, this is gonna be the only time I get to eat. Pop a straw in it and just start sipping it as I walk down, just still looking at them. Like, look, guys, you shouldn't be doing that when you are as strong as a person. I get you're still working out the whole vampire thing, but y'all are like 230 pounds of muscle before then. You can't be doing that inside.
Yeah, sorry, we were just worked up from our run. Yeah, sorry, man. Oh, I think that was Brad's blood bag. He put some stuff in there. And you look down and you do see black Sharpie on dark red liquid is not easy to read. Clearly not thought through.
What's he doing in my fridge?
Well, we ran out of space in the other one because Chad brought tacos the other night.
Vampires can't.
Doesn't will deliberately look them in the eye and then keep drinking.
Okay.
Oh no.
You may add a resonance to your sheet for the moment, as this blood is a caloric resonance.
I see. I do not know where to put that on my sheet. For chat, I haven't played this game before. We're going to learn together.
It's a learning experience for many of us.
Mark it down somewhere, because resonances, if you did not know, can give you a bonus to using certain discipline powers.
It's just to the bottom left of the hunger section. It's very hard to see.
I see it. I have found it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then Winston speaks up. Yeah, you just like poured a full cup of creatine in there and mixed it up before.
All right. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I mean, it doesn't taste any worse, so he's like, well, this will be an experiment for both of us then. I have never had creatine before. And he like has to think about that. He's like, that's a word that they didn't have when I was around. I'm not even that old. Creatine? Whatever.
It is at this point where you do hear a tapping at the door.
Out of the fear that one of them might accidentally run headfirst into the door, being still not completely good with vampire powers, Dustin will go and open the door.
You open the door to see the face of the creatine drinker themselves, Chad.
Fuck.
Hey, someone was asking for you while you were asleep. Yeah.
I promise you, kid, I woke up before you, but sure.
I
Who
mean,
are
we've
they?
been up since like, and you do know this about them. It's like
Yeah.
like some thin blood specifically. They are actually a little resistant to the sun, so they can go out during like dusk times rather easily.
This may entirely be true. Dustin does not want them to believe for a second that they can pull one off on him. And I think he's made them very clear. It's like, you don't wake me up before a certain time because I'm doing important sorcerer shit, which he doesn't explain what it is and lets them imagine what it is. But
yeah, he had a French accent, and he wanted us to give you this, and it is a small note. No wax seal here. It's just been folded in half. It is...
we'll say like real big, deeply frightening.
No, I mean, he was old. Do you think old people are scary? I don't. I could take an old man.
Choose your words very carefully, Dustin.
Well, is it signed? Is this from who I think it is?
Do you want to open it and find out?
I'm sorry. You just said it was a note. I didn't think it needed to be opened. Yeah, I'll open it.
Well, it was folded in half, and as you open it, it is
yeah,
written in a shaky scrawl. It is not signed by who you think it is signed by.
Huh. It's not Dura. Okay. I will read this thing. What does it say?
It is just said, your presence has been requested at the Fillmore Auditorium. Please arrive no later than 11 p.m. Court is being held, and you have been selected.
I don't like that term, selected. Just because I can sense the unseen, is there anything else about this that I might want to know? I deal with sorcerers. I don't want to be sucker punched.
I believe does Sense the Unseen require a rouse check?
Cost is free. It's just generally be attuned to supernatural things.
Awesome. You do notice something, actually. It almost sticks out like a thumbprint. You see where the hand that was gripping this note, it is stained almost invisibly with flecks of dried vitae on the side. And as you're staring at it, I would love if you would do the first roll of the night for us.
Oh, goody.
I would just love a straight up and down resolve roll.
First roll. First roll.
All right, so I believe that's 3d10, and I'm not adding anything to it because I'm not hungered or anything.
You
right?
just click on the resolve button on your character sheet too.
I could, but last time I did that when I was testing it, it asked me like 5 questions. This is so much easier if it's just 3d10.
Well, fair
Yeah,
enough.
just roll 3d10.
What if you like answering questions? I don't know.
And that is
The
Two
more button
successes.
presses I have to do, the less I'm interested in it.
Solid respect.
Full stop.
As you notice this vitae and the scent, you start to sniff to try and see if you can identify something. The only thing you feel is it starts to make you a little hungrier, and you quickly steel yourself. There is something very powerful in this note. In the scent of it, at least. It almost makes your mouth water. Not that it can do that anymore.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure Dustin would know what to do with this sort of thing, but I'm not sure. Is this like I should burn it or like keep it for later? I want to keep it for later if there's like a safe way I can like seal it up in a bag or
As
something.
long as you're not like huffing the note, you're gonna be fine if you put it in a pocket or something.
Just
Yeah, I would definitely very quickly like put it inside the vest pocket, and probably try and keep it away from the younger vamps in the room who will have less self-control over themselves.
You see that now that Chad is gone and the three of them have started tossing around the rugby ball again indoors. And then one of them just, go long! And the other one goes and then catches it, but their hip connects with the side of like one of the couches and it just like falls over it.
Hmm.
Nothing breaks this time, but they land with a bit of a smack onto the floor.
I'm gonna draw my knife and just like point at them and be like, I popped that ball. Keep throwing it in here. Don't test me. You have a whole field back there. With the Valkyries train, with the pond, with all of it. Things break in here.
Yo, you're
Alright?
right. Let's go get the others. Let's do a pickup game. Come on. And they're like, all right, but Winston has to ref this time. It's like, what? No. Nah, man, you. And then they start arguing about who sits out in their pickup game.
Mm.
And you are left alone.
Can I find Licinia? Is she around?
Not at the moment.
Hmm.
Licinia does not live with you. Just comes and stops
Yeah.
by often.
Then I'm assuming I have like a cell phone number. I'm going to at least text her and let her know I'm gonna be gone to this event. I imagine it's not wise to ignore summons. And specifically be like, make sure the big dumb ones don't break anything, please.
You get a response like, damn, and like really long, and then like 3 eye emojis. Looks like someone's moving up in the world. Wonder what the Premier wants with you. I'll keep an eye on the himbos. Don't worry.
The walkie-talkie you have to have on you by virtue of your job is going to go off at that point, and just Dustin, prep the car for a drive. We have business this evening.
I'm going to send back. It's like, well, hopefully that business is the same direction I'm going. I also have been summoned.
Peculiar. Yes, we're headed to the same place. Ready yourself. Dress appropriately.
There's an internal conversation in Dustin's head that he's definitely had with Malcolm that we could possibly play out here of just like, the vest is good.
It's not. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The left button's about 7 centimeters too far to the left. You're missing about 7 fibers off of that upper collar there, and you just can't get that one wrinkle out of it. It disgusts me.
But this, of course, is a discussion they've had before, so Dustin does not respond actually back with that in size. He goes back to his room, and I think he probably has like a sports coat that is the same color of black that he will swap to, but has to like move all of his various like ritual implements into that jacket instead.
Yes.
Just grumbling the whole time.
Malcolm will still
And,
spend several minutes before you get in the car adjusting random parts of your outfit, no matter how hard you try.
Mhm.
Excellent. And as you go, for whatever reason, I'll just decide this. You picked the Rolls Royce tonight.
Hell yeah.
Very
I mean,
nice classic car.
it was the Aston Martin
Aurora?
last
Would've
week,
picked-
so you know.
I would have picked
Aurora?
the caddy. Whoop. You go.
Sorry, I was just saying Aurora will be the last one to come out, but
Late as always.
Leans over to
Uh,
Malcolm. Should I put a bloodstone in her pocket so we can follow her?
Honestly, if she gets lost, it just makes life a little bit easier for us.
why are we? I
Sure.
was going to the car. Why did we? What?
Nothing.
Don't worry about it. Security
Uh,
stuff.
Awesome. Well, Aurora's wearing one of her favorite red dresses that are very clingy with a nice low back, so it shows off her very nice tattoo that she got before she got turned.
Marvelous.
Excellent. And as the three of you get into this car, we once again shift to another portion of town, about halfway in between these two places. And Uma, going back a bit in time, you have just woken up for the night. And as Kindred often do, you feel slightly peckish, but not anything intense so far.
Yeah, no, not so far. Uma is a South Asian woman. She how should I best describe her? Has burgundy hair that she normally styles in pigtails. Will sometimes style it differently. Usually wears a jean jacket. Has some fake glasses on for the look, for the aesthetic. Sometimes a flower crown. You know, Coachella vibes. You know. Is usually found wearing like a little like gauzy top that has like moons and stars on it and like a necklace and stuff like that. So she'll probably style herself something like that and just kind of go about her morning being very chill about things. Check her phone, see if there's any texts.
Just one from your good friend and sire, just checking in and saying, hope you've been doing well. I got a new thing going on over here. And you know that they don't live in the same city as you at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But they
Last I heard, they were down in LA, so I will, smile at the text and I'll reply back and be like, "Hey, that's great. I'm so proud of you. I'm doing all right. You know, just doing my thing."
and then they respond. You see the dots come up, and you know they are a notoriously slow texter, having only recently upgraded to a touchscreen.
Yeah,
And
I have to be like, "Come on, let's go, come on."
and then it comes back with, "I'll make time to come up and visit you soon. Keep Frisco weird for me before I get there."
I can do that for you.
Someone
Can't
out of character that doesn't need help.
You all right, Tate? You want to talk about it? You feel like that feel like it was personal, like.
That's as much as I'm putting in there. I'm not putting much more in there. I'm just saying I used to live in California.
My man said personal beef with all San Francisco. Fight me.
Yeah. And remind us, for the audience's sake, where your haven is.
Humwa?
Yes.
I'm
No,
pretty...
Uma.
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 I don't think we ever actually talked about it at a character, so I'm just gonna make shit up. But I think she probably has just a basic little checking my sheet for a thing real quick. I don't remember. No clue. Okay. I was gonna say that she has like a basic little like house, apartment, something situation, just a little, classic San Francisco house, little old
Oh
fashioned.
yeah, you definitely have just like a small little couple bedroom apartment over in the Soma area, south of Market if you're not a local. It is a kitschy little area, a little bit hipster, a little bit, very queer. Very nice part of the town.
Sounds perfect. That's exactly her vibe.
Yes, excellent. And it is at this point that you receive another text.
Hmm?
It's from a number you do not actually recognize. It just says it's not a link. It's just it's a confirmation, and it comes from not a domestic number. It just says confirmation for your tickets at the Fillmore Auditorium for tonight's special showing.
Do I know what this is about, or does this seem like a wrong number situation?
For this, I would love if you could roll me an... for this, we're going to be using wits plus etiquette.
Can do. Is there a difficulty that I need to input?
No, I will be giving you your difficulty after you roll.
Okay. It asked me for difficulty, but I won't worry about it. Don't think I did too well.
It appears you should have rolled.
If you don't put a difficulty, If you don't put a difficulty, I think it just marks them all as difficulty. Difficulty. Can't keep that blank. That doesn't give you a number when you use the sheet.
I
Wait,
see.
did I not? That I should be rolling more dice than that. What happened?
Yes,
there?
you should. Go ahead and just roll 3d10, I suppose, then.
Okay.
Sorry, folks. Roll 20 has not been the most responsive, so we're going to sit down and try and figure it out another time. Oh,
There we go.
easy.
Boom.
You look to the bottom of the text and you see a very clear signature. It seems to be a confirmation code at first, but it's actually a very simple cipher, and it reveals that this is a message from a fellow, or at least on behalf of a fellow kindred.
Perfect. I know what's going on here.
Yes, because not very many people would have your number, and you're not quick to give it out.
Mm-mm.
But the confirmation time says you have about 2 hours before.
Perfect. Time to get ready then.
Excellent. How do you do that?
I think I'm going to change into a nice dress, a nice evening gown. Nothing too flashy. Fashionable and elegant, I think is the vibe she's going for. She'll just kind of like fancy. She'll put the hair, the makeup, the whole 9 yards. Just look pretty, and then she'll start making her way. I don't think we have Uber yet, do we? She'll take a cab.
Awesome. Before that, though, as you are walking out of your apartment, you actually bump into someone.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
They stand quite tall, about 6.5 feet, actually. Rail thin, though, with deep wrinkles in the face and around the eyes. Human, immediately, you can hear their heartbeat through their chest, but it is slow and methodical, which strikes you as strange. But they look down at you, and they're wearing a large black trench coat with a popped-up collar pulled fully around and tied. Excuse me. And they just skirt around the side and keep walking.
Nope. That's weird. She's paranoid. That's weird. She doesn't like it. What can I do about this is the question. I don't think I can do a taste for blood. Can I stealth after this man for a minute? I'm very curious. I also kind of want to check myself and make sure he hasn't like planted any kind of a bug on me or something.
You want to follow him?
Yes.
Are you doing this clandestinely, or are you, like, would you allow this to be seen?
No, I'm trying to be stealthy about it.
Alright, then that would be a dexterity and stealth for me, please. I'm going to roll.
And because I have celerity, would fleetness help me at all?
Fleetness, I don't think... Fleetness will allow you to keep up with him no matter how stealthy you have to be, so you're not going to have to suffer any additional...
It'll only help if
for,
you have
keeping
woodness and magnus.
Wow.
Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, I did it.
Sorry, stealth and
I...
dexterity?
Stealth dexterity, I'm going to roll a wits and awareness check for this person, this mortal. Alright, and how many successes is that?
It says 1. I was trying roll 20 again. I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna do 1, 2. Dexterity is 2. Stealth is 2. Oh no, we did roll a 4. Okay.
Alright, you follow them for about a block, and at the same time you're checking and you make sure their hands were tucked inside their coats, and you would have noticed if they tried to plant something on you, and you didn't see anything from that. They get about halfway around the block, and they stop suddenly. And that's a clear indicator to you that they sense something's up.
Mm-hmm.
Spins on their heels. and they look right at you and just try and glower a little bit. Go ahead and roll me a wits awareness really quickly as well.
Mm-hmm. It says that's 2 successes. I think it's 3. It's 1 crit.
Yes, it is. It is 3 successes. Yes. As you're looking at this man, now from the front, a little more further away, you notice that where the V underneath is more black clothing, but there's a little white tab in the front where a collar of the undershirt would be. And maybe that sets you off to thinking a few things. This man is clearly some sort of Christian. And the way he's scrutinizing you, it's probably something you've seen before, as many a judgmental look, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Can I help you?
My apologies. I thought you were someone I knew.
And this man just turns around and continues walking.
And we'll back off and head back out to the street for an Uber.
Okay. It is at this point that we will return to DJ Green. We can skip over the, if you would like to, we can skip over the feeding that you have done this evening, at least.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm currently on the phone, I think, when I presumably get a message, and I say, "Listen, man, I'll be done with it whenever I'm done with it. All right, don't get done like Chance. I benched him about a month and a half ago, and he's been dropping Dumpster Juice volumes 2 through 5 since then.
That last fucking album was
So
dog
just-
shit, fam. Horrible.
So just hold off. All right, I'll talk to you later, Hove." And I'll hang up the call. DJ
Awesome.
feels just unsettled. Feels like something's gonna happen soon.
And indeed, something does. You see another, not directly related to you. You see another Bruja, someone you've recognized, a member of a group within the city, known as the Children of the Grand Master. He comes over, and he comes in, trying to like do fist bumps and stuff. You recognize this individual.
I'll fist bump him. What up?
Yeah. Dap each other up, and then, hey, I heard some shit was going down tonight at the Fillmore.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Word on
Okay.
the street says there's some key players tonight. You been invited?
Not that I can think of. I also don't want to go, so kind of comes out even on both sides.
Yeah, well, me
How
and
did
some of the
you
others-
know where to find me?
Dude, it's pretty easy. Like, you told last time we were. All right, never mind. You told me, and you know this man is named Marcus. He's someone you've interacted with only a couple times, and it's always acted a little overly familiar. Someone of mixed race.
Mm-hmm.
He stands around like 5'8", with a fade and then a flat top that is already out of style at this point in time.
2011, yeah, you're about 20 years late, house and party, but okay.
Fucking kid and
Marcus.
play ass.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. So did you just come to like tell me about the Elysium or what?
Nah, actually, I have a message from some of the other folks we've been talking. Um, we kind of want your help. Actually, we realize we need someone to speak up for us. We were hoping you'd been invited to the thing tonight.
Damn, man. Who is the rest of us? Just like
Yeah.
the
Rest of the
shebang
children.
gang? Yeah, whatever you want to say. Um, I mean, yeah. What's up? Just text me what you want me to say, and I'll see what's up.
Yeah, there's been something weird going on. We've noticed some of the local kind have been acted weird, you know. Someone got injured in a feeding actually. And kind of was way stronger than they should be.
The kind was stronger than it should be.
Get this, get this. Paul said that dude smelled like a ghoul. Which I don't know who would make a gang member a ghoul, but whoever did, they've been acting crazy now.
Oh.
And you know, we've always kept them well enough alone, obviously. They don't touch us, we don't touch them, you know. Yeah, solidarity, block solidarity, but nah, dude was
All right.
I don't know.
All right. Yeah, I'll go check it out. Just text me whatever y'all need, and you know what? Actually, stop by my place, and you can give that to John and them, and I'll hand a book, the notebook that says Jay-Z on it, and it's been scribbled out in marker, and it says free bars. And just
Oh, shit.
man.
Hell yeah, man. And thanks for doing this.
Too
you
much.
know,
part of my thing, right? All right, man. I'll catch you. Which direction is the Fillmore?
well, it's a whole other district from where you are.
Would
You've been-
rooftops be quicker to get there?
Oh, almost certainly.
Cool. I'm gonna use a combination of my lethal body and my weight of the feather to make myself real light, and then I'll jump to the top of a roof and then make myself my normal density again and just start jumping from roof to roof toward the Fillmore. I'm going in this sweatpants and the hoodie. I'm not dressing it properly at all.
Excellent,
I'd be
excellent.
right there with you if I didn't have a boss.
And you make your way to the Fillmore right as a cab drops off someone else up by the front. A few nice looking cars go by and pull into like some of the parking garages nearby.
And I'll see all the like proper members of Kindred Society arriving, and I'll just sit on the roof for like 5 or so minutes. I'll activate the Blush of Life and smoke a Black and Mild, and just like watch people pull up and tap my feet anxiously.
Go ahead and do that rouse check really quick.
Coolio. Let's see. I get hungrier.
Yes, you do. So go ahead and put yourself
I
at hunger
guess so.
1.
Yeah, I guess I probably should have rolled that and rolled 20. Whoops.
You're fine.
Next time.
Next time we will get the roll 20 set up correctly so chat can see our rolls.
Yep.
Except for mine. Mine are secret. You guys don't need to know I rolled 12 dice for that old man.
rolls.
Mwah.
Well, now we do, so it kind of defeats the purpose.
Too late now, friend. We're already terrified.
And we are at the hour mark, so I believe we're taking a quick break.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yes, and we will see you all back here in a few minutes. Please stick around so we can see what happens in the Fillmore.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And welcome back, everyone. As our coterie, well, not quite yet, as our players enter in, there's some cover band playing in the main auditorium, but as they all know, that's not where they're headed. They take a left turn into the VIP section. At this point, you've definitely spotted each other, but no words have been exchanged yet, until you see a small, wayfish-looking person, pale skin, not a kindred, but a ghoul, as you all could tell immediately, just from the scent off of them. Check your arms by the door. And then they have a little wooden crate they hold out at all of you.
Doesn't Will give this man a very, very, like, stern look, as much as he can, and slowly remove his knife and gun.
Make sure he gets that back. It comes out of his check if he doesn't.
Aurora is gonna look at Malcolm. He said, "Show your arms off."
You'd admire that, wouldn't you?
Meh.
Behave yourself.
Yeah, that's what he said. I don't have any arms.
I'd admire that.
Yes. Well, you all may go through. And he puts the box down next to him on the stool and throws just some cloth over it. And he punches.
Could I possibly put a bloodstone in with, like, my stuff, just so I know where it is?
Sure.
Yeah.
Just slip one in.
Yeah. The knife sheath has a pocket for it already, I'm sure. Just
He punches the wall, and then waits a moment. Fucking new guy. Then punches it like 5 times before, as some of you have seen before, the wall depresses slightly and slides, revealing an hitherto unseen passageway down, made of a
DJ.
different material.
DJ will put all 3 of his knives into the crate and then reach in his waistband and go, "Be careful with this. It might hurt somebody." And it's just like this huge, like unnecessarily big 45. He puts it in there.
Impressive, if not a bit gaudy.
I like your gun.
trying not to.
Thanks. And I'll like squint at Aurora. No, I'll just start walking
Man,
down the hall.
Man, I'm definitely keeping an eye on DJ now, the dude with the gun who was bigger than mine, so.
I love how paranoid your character is, Tate. That's all.
He's a bodyguard. It's his job.
Yeah. Malcolm's probably just gonna pull out his pipe, stuff it full of something, who knows what. Tap Blush of Life, and then just go to light as he makes his way down the down the place. I'll rouse check for you if you need me to.
Yeah, so Blush of Life is just a quick rouse check.
Cool. There's a button for that somewhere, I think, or is there not?
Mm-hmm.
It's right
There
under
it is. You
I
could also just
found
roll a
it.
single hunger die.
I did it. Hold up. Am I getting hungrier? Low
Yes, you
slide. A little bit, just a tiny bit. Cool.
Tiny
I sure
bit
did.
hungry.
Sure did. A little bit hungrier.
Actually, you only immediately add a hunger if you get a 1.
Oh, look at that. Cool. Nice.
It says. Alright.
I use an optional rule in the book.
Ah.
Sweet. Well, wonderful.
All right. As you all head down, the music blaring, the cover band has switched to Bad to the Bone, as it is thankfully slowly fading out. You're coming down into... You can't really... You're aware of temperature. It doesn't really affect you anymore. But the cool stone walls begin to take shape. And you pass through a set of satin red curtains. And as you come onto an elegant looking foyer, numerous kindred in various states of high society dress. Not that many. maybe only 3 others, actually. Sitting, not perched, but draped over the side, their legs crossed and kicking against each other, sat in was very much not the way to sit. In an actual throne made of a metal of silverish color is the Premier. Ah, welcome.
Premier Lou, I believe I owe you an art piece. I'll have to deliver it shortly, I assure you. Apologies for the delay.
Yes, well, don't worry, Malcolm, we're not going anywhere. And sitting, to describe this person, they are East Asian. Think, I was about to say the name of the character, not the name of the person.
Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle, yeah. I was about to say Philippa Giorgio. I watch too much Star Trek.
Nah.
Think Michelle Yeoh in a thick leather jacket and
Ooh.
Ripped black jeans.
She sounds hot.
You sure you want me to think that in public, boss? I might,
Very,
Problem.
very hot. Come, sit, make merry, introduce yourselves to each other. I don't want to have to bother waiting for you all to introduce yourselves afterwards. And she stares at you. And there's always been something striking for those of you who have met the Premier before, and for those of you who do not, you notice this for the first time. Their eyes are a dark brown, but tinged around the outside are these thin, golden circles that almost shine and reflect. Like the eyes of an animal of predation. It studies you, and you all get the sense without needing an insight check. It's weighing whether to eat you or just to talk.
no need for the dramatics.
After a moment, a pair of ghouls come by with the traits of prosecco mixed with blood.
Naturally.
Please, drink. You are guests here. None of you are in trouble. At least not yet.
Malcolm will take a glass and then hold it over Dustin's nose just to sniff for poisons or anything. Because that's your job, obviously.
Yeah.
As he does that, Aurora's gonna take a sip.
Awesome. It tickles your nose a bit, and that's not a sensation that many of you have had recently. But this wine and blood and combo smells interesting in a way that is novel because it's making you experience something you haven't experienced for a while.
Oh, I like this.
Is that thing drunkenness? I kind of want to know.
Well, Kindred can get drunk if you
okay.
if you have blood that's sufficiently drunk already.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think when Uma came in, she made sure to follow all of the correct pleasantries because this is the Premier. She probably bowed, all that jazz. And when Aurora says that she likes to drink, Uma will chime in and she'll say, "Yes, this is delightful."
In stark contrast, DJ refuses the drink and goes, "What did you want?"
To the Premier?
Did you like want something in particular, or is it just a house visit?
Well, there are a few items on the agenda today. One is to meet our new arrival in the city. It is an honor to have you here, Lady Aurora.
Hey.
Okay. I thought I didn't recognize you.
Yeah, I'm new. My daddy sent me here.
Okay.
Madame Aurora is in the company of my estate for now. You could consider this a
Oh,
guardianship. Reluctantly.
I mean, I wouldn't say guardianship, but you know.
We'll
And-
recall it.
That means that her failings will reflect onto you appropriately. For all intents and purposes, you are serving as at least their pseudo-sire for the time being.
As if I needed the reminder.
You would do well to remember it, just in case.
Hmm.
But yes, I have called you all here for a reason. One, because you are the group I know the littlest about. I don't like surprises within my domain. And two, should you prove admirable and acceptable, and at this point she looks at Uma, who has been observing proper rituals, and respectful, I may have work that would interest you, and of course, I pay generously. And as she says this, a ghoul hands just a full-on metal goblet filled with vitae.
Out of character, how long has this premier been in power for?
Premier has been in power in this city specifically. The premier arrived over 80 years ago,
Okay.
and they rose to power over time.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Well,
Okay.
look, sir.
Okay.
Mhm. Please.
I mean, there's kind of a motley crew here. Well, I mean, what are you grouping us together? What job do you think we can do specifically?
The temperament may be different, but the sentiment is shared.
They take a long drink, and the vitae runs a bit down the sides of their mouth, which they wipe with their thumb. Well, you all are going to investigate something for me. There's a disturbance.
Dustin will perk up a little bit.
There's a disturbance within my domain. I have had reports of rowdy kine who have been resisting beatings.
Hmm.
I have had my ghouls been attacked on more than one occasion. Now don't worry, I do not believe this to be the work of the Second Inquisition. No, they have not been here. It's been over a decade since one of them has returned. Or not a decade. Over a century since one of them has stepped foot in the city. But to what end you all are loose cannons? The strings are not mine to grasp. So, in all honesty, you will do this work for me. You will receive something from me and become dependent. And then I will know that I can trust you.
Just clarification. Become dependent?
Exactly.
Out of character, did I hear that right?
You did.
Fuck.
I have a secondary question. You think Malcolm Duvernay is a loose cannon? That's what we're going with to describe him.
Frankly, I'm flattered.
I'm shocked, if not appalled.
Yes, well, recluses. Who knows what's going on in that mansion of yours? I, of course, do not approve of the use of kine being so close and living with them.
If I required your approval, I'd have sought so before I did it.
Do not forget. And you see one of the kindred on the side who has just been watching you. Steps when you say this. She holds a hand out, and he stops. Do not forget whose city you are in, Malcolm.
I meant only the best.
And you should do well to remember that. But I did not come here to fight.
Shame.
Schmooze, talk to the other members of my court.
Before I do that, Premier Lowe, I have a couple more questions for you. If you do not believe that this is the Second Inquisition, how precisely are these kind resisting being fed? Or fed
Who
upon,
knows? That is the question. Influence from some other things, really. The Fey folk do not. They're not responsible for this. Nor have we seen any change in the activity of wraiths. It is up to you to investigate.
Very well.
There have been quite a few new arrivals recently. New arrivals who have come in unannounced. That I do not approve of. Not to mention the blight that is Thin Bloods spreading every night, bringing us closer.
Dustin tries very hard not to react. Just.
You mentioned becoming dependent. What precisely does that mean?
Just a cheeky little reminder that through me, many things are possible.
Charming.
And
And she does smile. She's
Uh,
trying to not look sarcastic.
you want to go ahead and give me a composure roll to see if that is convincing?
Right, I will.
Yes, composure, and you could add charisma,
Composure.
or composure, and you can add etiquette.
That sounds good to me. Does this count as Camarilla for my special?
No, it does not.
Dun dun dun.
While this roll is going on, you see someone you recognize, Dustin. You actually might see a
I
pair of
imagine he's
people you
Kept his eye on
recognize.
the room. Yeah, who?
Chatting amongst themselves in the corner are three members who are just milling about in the auditorium. You see Duras is chatting with someone you've done work with before. Someone who you only know by the name of as Bones. Pale white skin and lanky with long claw-like nails. They're just scratching as they say something a little too low for you to hear without some sort of special ability.
I unfortunately sense the unseen, not necessarily more than that. So I'm just going to ask him. But actually, if I see them, and just to check, because you haven't said one or the other, there's no like obvious threats. The wine didn't have anything in it, etc.
No, it did not. The wine was...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then
there's-
I think Dustin would. Oh, sorry.
You see Bones looks over at you and makes eye contact and just beckons over.
And Dustin would sort of turn to other Premier and the rest of the group, and I think would directly talk to Malcolm. And, well, we're going to be investigating. If you excuse me, I will start now.
By your leave, request a squad of the Valkyries to reinforce you some point this evening.
And he's going to walk over to Bones and Durant to sort of start that conversation instead. Or Dura.
Duras is
Durant.
what most people... Yes.
Duran?
No. Not
Durant.
Duran. Although the cover band actually starts playing some Duran Duran.
Boom. You see how I did that?
Vaguely in the distance. But he will, I guess, respectfully to both of them, like, slight bow. And he's probably more directly to Bones. You just talk to me?
This is the one I was telling you about, Duras. The young man with great potential, shall we say. And Bones' eyes share a quality with the Premier's, being that they are also tinged by this gold circle that is quite a bit thicker, but around that gold circle, there's a hint of red of vitae within it.
Well, thank you for the compliment.
Yes, you've proven quite capable. Wouldn't you say so, Duras, when he helped you with that little thing you needed? And the aged-looking man, aged, I should enunciate, a bit European-looking, old, but in a different way. Aging, old, like, shows signs of their age like Malcolm does, but in a different way. A little less graceful, a little more frail-looking, dressed in a tuxedo with a very small bow tie just tied in the front. Yes. And thank you for that, young man.
I get the sense that it was small for them, but like Dustin definitely had a time with it. It's like, yes, that little thing.
Who would have known what that ghoul could have done if they had broken the masquerade? Yes, and you should trust me more often, friend. This is when Bones flashes their canines, which are considerably longer than most other kindred.
Before I ask my question, sir, may I ask what you needed me for?
Oh, I just wanted to... It's a party, after all. I mean, well, for us it is. You all just got served a steaming pile of shit, if you ask me.
Yeah, the said steaming pile is actually what I wanted to talk to you about. I assume you are aware.
Aware. And he
Of the
turns
request.
and you see a scar on the jaw. Took me by surprise, she did. She punched me, and I was too stunned to chase after her after I tried feeding.
A kine? Hit you that hard?
Brass knuckles.
Still.
Still indeed. Yes, this is a problem. Can't having them
I think
raising
Dustin
a
has
stink.
a... Wait, sorry.
Can't having them raising too much of a stink again.
Indeed. I think Dustin has like a notebook that he just writes down whatever facts or knowledge he needs to know when he's investigating someone, usually some other kindred, but in this case, he pulls it out like quick, even like notes on this angle of the blow, anything he can possibly put down that might be useful for later. But he does start just doing details and like, this is physically stronger than I assume most kind of be, because like Bones is much older than me.
It is
and
still
much stronger.
possible for mortal weapons to hurt, but this would be nearly unheard of for like a cut to not only like make an impact, but also like not heal this quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope you figure out what is going on. Not much for old wine and blood. And he drinks from this champagne flute that is no longer has any alcohol in it, but has just been refilled up with more vitae.
Well, are there any other details you can give me? Events that happened where you found this person, this kind?
Actually, I do have an area for you. This happened more on the northern side. A few districts west of Chinatown. I think Pacific Heights area. Rich neighborhood, which is weird too.
I mean, I don't want to. I guess out of character, I don't want to bog down too much, but I'd be asking a lot of questions. Like, all right, time of night, exact location.
Yeah, these are details you can get. and you mark them down. It happened a couple nights ago. It was about
Mm-hmm.
11:30 ish. Bones was looking for another person and saw this kind in an alleyway. Decided, why not have a quick drink? When before they made contact, this person freaked out and just punched him. He wasn't injured in any significant way, but he
Yeah.
was stunned because it was more than he expected, and the kind ran away during this time.
And then I guess a detail that maybe Dustin would just know without asking. Does Bones generally like stealth his way toward his targets? Does he ambush people? Does he charm them?
He and he's gotten in trouble for this before, as you know. He's not very subtle when it comes to feeding. If he finds someone
Okay.
alone, he'll really just try and grab and feed.
So it's very possible this person freaked out just because a random dude started running towards them or walking towards an alleyway.
Yeah, and Bones is one scary person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lastly, do you remember any details about the person? What they looked like?
I don't
Clothing,
know, some
hair,
blonde
etc.
young college age student. Not my usual choice for meals. Too much pollution in the system at that age. They drink too much.
Man or woman?
Young
Approximate
woman.
height?
I'd say 5'4", early 20s or maybe late teens. An adult, to be sure.
Obvious. Like, give him a look, but yeah, obviously. Well, if you know of anyone else who's been attacked like this, experienced this way, you should definitely talk to them, see if we can find some sort of pattern.
I suppose. Not really my style, though. Talking.
That's fair.
As
That's
this,
why you have people like me.
as this conversation is going on, the rest of you are just standing in an awkward circle. And off to the side, you see another individual, also standing awkwardly, just sipping. I would.
So you're not from San Francisco?
Me?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm not. I'm Sacramento. My daddy sent me here.
Right. You said that part.
I love them very
So-
much.
I'm usually pretty good at this. And you
Uh-huh.
look so much like a toreador that I feel like it's gonna be wrong.
Oh, no, I'm not a toreador. I'm just a caitiff.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
That makes it much easier.
Well, I'm just gonna go talk to the premier for a little bit. I'll be right back, okay?
Please don't
And
do
then-
anything dangerous.
I'm gonna go to the premier and present myself and give the regards of my dad's by saying, the good lords William and Jericho sends their respects.
And it is a pleasure to have you in our city, Aurora. Yes, Jericho has done a few favors for me, so how could I not provide asylum for his very, very lovely child?
Thank you. I appreciate the welcome. That's pretty much all I wanted to say, and I'm gonna go back to my friend over there, the guy with the big gun.
Yes, well, thank you. And she turns back, and you see standing next to her is a ghoul with like an iPad, just like showing graphs. Hold on, click on that attachment right there. Just open it really quick, and
As Aurora walks away, DJ makes a very pointed note of watching her walk away. And then he'll sort of lean over to Malcolm and go, "So what are you getting out of that deal?"
Minus the joy of looking at her. Unfortunately, not else yet.
So you're just out of the kindness of your heart.
Let's say I owe a debt.
Oh.
But indebtedness can be a gateway to power, I've found.
Does that work if you're the indebted man?
Oh, of course. It's all about how you play the odds. When everything lines up perfectly, a bayonet charge or a political maneuver is all just giving the right order.
Right. You're an OG, I get it.
Hmm.
Listen, is that pipe empty?
Not for much longer,
Let me see.
please.
Yeah, and it's just like as we're sitting there. I'll turn and look at Leona as well and say, now I've seen you a couple of times, but I don't think we've ever actually spoken.
Yeah, don't think we have. Uma Shekhar, lovely to meet you.
DJ Green, it's the pleasure is all mine. Well, anybody got any ideas on what's making the kind and the Captain Save-A-Hose?
Personally, not directly, but what I do have are a plethora of resources. Dustin himself is certainly already on the case. With time, it's only a matter until we have at least some sort of lead.
I
You
think
look
I know
over,
where
he's
we can
furiously
start.
writing notes.
Before I got here, some of the children of
The children of the Grand Master.
the children of the Grand Master.
Fuck, I'm sorry.
Some of the children of the Grand Master said that something weird was going on over by where they stay, so I'm gonna have to take you to the ghetto, old man. You gonna be able to keep up?
You know, I was born in Philadelphia in 1835, yes?
Oh, let me respect the G then.
Nonetheless,
DJ would make
yeah.
a very pointed note of watching Aurora approach. What'd you say? Sorry.
I just came back. Hi.
Hey.
What are you guys talking about?
Just discussing our battle plan going forward. That's all.
Uma speaks up softly and she goes, unlike the premiere, I'm not ruling out any options, including the second position.
Nor am I. All seems a bit too convenient, and Occam's razor would dictate we go with the simplest solution.
It does seem like the simplest answer, yeah. Are you like new? Do you know what the SI is, Aurora? Second position?
I'm not new. I'm new to the city, but not new.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's not too many places that we can check, so unless your boy Damien?
Dustin.
Dustin, thank you. Unless he figures something out in the think tank over there, I guess we'll just start south and work our way north.
You know, now that you mention it, though... Damien is a better name. I'm going to call him that from now on.
I'm just saying. You know, rebranding's part of what I do.
It's got a prettier ring to it. Speaking of, I've not necessarily known too much of you personally, DJ, but I've certainly held around of you. You do great work. It's a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance.
Thank you. You know, someone's got to keep the music industry afloat.
Indeed. That last Kanye album, was that your work, or...?
That last one, that was me, yeah. Yeah.
Marvelous work you're doing, Lynn, with the third act.
You know, well,
No
he got a
Kanye?
little- I kind of
Uma tries to hide a laugh, like she's very amused.
I kind of am Kanye a little bit.
Oh,
I
and
learned...
her eyes like go wide.
I learned this when I was
Normal.
trying to, when the fine Sir Rest, the real one, was trying to buy a piece off of me. I couldn't negotiate a fair price and offered him to perform at a niece's birthday party, and, well, turns out he doesn't write any of his own work.
Isn't that wild? But to answer your curiosity, I ghostwrite most of the music in the current hip hop scene. because the kind don't really know what they like to listen to until I tell them. At least as far as rap music goes.
It's truly a marvelously
Oh.
unique industry. So anti-authority, yet so streamlined. Though I don't fully understand the purpose of it. If you dislike your figures in power, why not just kill them?
I'm gonna get
Well.
us some wine. And she just stands up and goes get
Please,
some
awkward
more.
conversation.
As you go over to the punch bowl, there's been someone who's been staring at you. The third member of the court who is here tonight. Just average height. It is not someone you know. It is
Okay.
a black man wearing a longer hat that goes mostly over the head and mostly covers the eyebrows.
Do I notice that they're paying attention to me while I go there?
Yes, you do.
Awesome. I'm gonna go walk up right to them and go, hello.
Well, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. And they put out a hand.
And I offer it to be kissed.
They definitely do a full kiss.
Awesome. It seems that I've caught your attention. I'm sorry, I'm not really aware of your name.
Most people aren't. I don't really have any sort of job here.
Hmm.
No, I'm just around.
Ah.
Speaking of, it's always interesting to see new people. You are one of the most interesting new people around.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. I am quite new. I think I've only been here for a week. Very exciting.
Mm-hmm. And already you are in that scoundrel's clutches. What a shame.
Well, I wouldn't say clutches. I may agree with the scoundrel, but I'm trying to change it a little bit.
I would say clutches.
My daddy just really wanted me to be in a place that could be considered safe for me. So they sent me to my uncle. I guess you could call him that.
Hmm. Yes, I've actually I've known William for a time, and I've met their partner Jericho before.
Yes.
Yes. You know, if you ever need someone to save you from that drab old manor and that womanizer, you can always call me.
Well, I could never turn down such kind offers. Here's
Hey,
do you have a phone number?
hey, boss, real quick.
Please, can we notice this?
Hey, yeah, can I get a heightened senses roll on this motherfucker real quick? I'm getting shit talked in broad moonlight. Like,
Do you have heightened senses?
of fucking course I have heightened senses.
Oh yeah, you hear this full conversation.
All right then.
Can I at least notice who is talking to Aurora and know
yes.
that those two have beef?
Well, there's
I
not
think you're about
any
to find out they have beef
official
real quick.
There's not really any
About it?
official beef that you're aware of, but this is
There is now.
this is
There is
Dr. This is Dr. Tristan Beckendorf. Doesn't really have a job. They just hang out with the premier a lot. Professional homie, you could call them.
I think seeing him talking to Aurora and like clocking Malcolm's face as I'm sure he's about to go over there.
With a major eye twitch, I bet.
I just see the doctor and go, uh-oh, hey alert, and I just like sit back. I'm just waiting to watch this as it happens.
Yeah, Malcolm will definitely rise and make his way over, no question.
Some quick things you know about Dr. Beckendorf, or Dr. B, as most people call them.
What a shitty name.
Or call him. Well, Dr. B is visually, they're an average height, like a bit of a more athletic build, black man in their 30s, at least they appear to be. You would know this, that their clan is Salubri.
Ooh, sexy blood. Sorry.
Indeed. And you also know that they are notorious for being a tease, especially to newer people in the city.
Mm-hmm.
That is something they enjoy doing very much. And in addition, that they have never anyone who fucks with Dr. B, and that includes all of senses of the word, typically find themselves not on the good side of the Premier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Malcolm just approaches, still with the pipe, and just. Aurora, you were fetching wine. I'm not sure what distracted you, but what's taking so long? Ah,
Oh, hi, Malcolm. This is. I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch your name. I asked it and you didn't give it to me. But it's my new friend.
Yes. You can call me Tristan, dear.
Oh, Tristan, what a nice name.
Malcolm looks
What?
over and just. I don't believe I've seen you before. If I have, you weren't worth remembering.
Ooh, okay. This is not in character. This is a dig. There is mechanics for doing stuff like this in
There's
VTM.
insult mechanics. I'm down with
Oh, I
that.
like
There
this
is-
game.
There is social etiquette combat.
Oh, I like
You
this
will not-
game.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there is. We're gonna start out with a charisma etiquette from you.
Damn right.
As you say this, and
Uh.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll them a composure.
Uh-oh.
How do I roll plus? Okay, hold up. I got you. Charisma, etiquette, coming right up. Shkaboom. What I'm looking like?
I dropped one.
5 successes. Okay, sure.
You're probably-
5 successes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck with the
yeah,
wrong
they're
one,
not
champion.
back. As you say this. Ugh. Oh, well. Just remember what we talked about, dear. I'm gonna go find myself more appealing company. And he, clearly disturbed, walks off, having lost a bit of face there.
A word of advice, though, Doctor, if you wouldn't mind.
Mm.
Keep your eyes on what's yours.
Just glowers at you a little bit and goes and joins the two companions. And you see that Bones is just saying, chug, chug, as Duras is just tipping a punch bowl full of blood.
Imagine Destin sitting there like, you didn't finish the description. Like, this is over midway through the interview. Like, come on.
Oh, yeah, it was 4th Street, and that's...
Yeah,
just
that-
keep being-
Thank you. He's trying very hard to be polite to Bones, because Bones technically is like his superior officer, when it comes to like enforcing the rules, but
It
He does
strikes
like
you now at this moment the similarities between Bones and your 5 scions.
like
I am going to look at Malcolm and I'm going to say, well, that was very rude.
Wine. I'm parched.
Go get your own then. And then I just grab 2 and walk back and give 1 to DJ.
Defiance.
And then I look at Uma.
Adorable.
You can have mine. I only have 2 hands.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome.
She'll take the drink.
I think Malcolm will also walk back with 2 glasses. One he is already finishing. The other he will hold out towards Aurora, and then stop to sip first before handing it to her.
yeah.
Well, thank you. And then I take it and I drink it.
Just before we move forward, did my roll succeed against the premier earlier?
Right. Let me go back and look at that. Apologies.
Pretty sure 3 successes and not 2 because it was a 6 and a 10.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually believe how crits work is if you roll 2, it counts as 4. It's weird.
Right.
Yes. But I'm gonna normally just count it as a superior success. Anyway,
Okay.
yes, your roll does succeed against the prince, or the premier, not prince. Different political system.
hmm
And remind me what you were specifically trying to get at.
When Uma said charming, she smiled and she was trying not to be sarcastic.
Yes. No. Yeah. It goes over the prince's head as they're not paying too much attention to you, as they're trying and failing
Come
to
here.
tap on this tablet. No, bring the graph back up.
Distracted by technology.
I love it. I love it.
Uh,
She'll well, since that has definitely succeeded, she'll turn to Malcolm and she'll say, "Hi, been a minute."
Unfortunately, far too long. How have you been?
I've been well, thank you.
And is that not marvelous news? Is that a new piece? Who designed it?
This?
I
Yeah.
was speaking of the dress, but yes, that too.
Oh, well, thanks. Guess.
My guess. I think Malcolm spent several minutes studying it, and this is where out of character. I don't know shit about fashion designers in the slightest, but Malcolm absolutely does. So I think he guesses it perfectly correctly and says one that makes sense. Because I was gonna be like, yeah, but the furiously Googles, but I don't feel like that. So
No, you absolutely get it right. Like, I
says
feel like-
designer, yeah. So I think he says whatever designer is appropriate. Just
yeah, Malcolm has seen Uma dressed up on more than one occasion. Probably knows who the designers are that she frequently sees.
probably knows them personally even.
Honestly, yeah. And yeah, so she'll just smile. She'll be like, "Right as usual."
You should make it smaller next time.
It's just the slightest crease to Uma's brow, and she goes, "I'll take it into consideration."
Certainly wouldn't mind.
Of course you wouldn't. And she rolls her eyes and walks off.
Feathers properly ruffled then.
I see you out here. Will elbow, get up.
As
and
I
elbow
see
Malcolm.
that happening, I look at Malcolm and I go, "You know, I'm willing to share, right?"
But am I?
No.
Well, I kind of feel like you weren't when I was talking to the cool doctor a while ago, but oh. Anyway, DJ, hi. Let's talk a little bit more.
At this point, I feel like
Sure.
Dustin also has come back.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like the idea if Uma walks away, Dustin passes her and just Uma. Like extremely professional, just acknowledgement. Fellow
wait.
sorcerer.
Yeah, she'll wave. Dustin, good to see you again.
Always. But he's very business modus. He'll probably sit down next to, actually probably a little closer to Malcolm, but like specifically between Malcolm and DJ because he doesn't trust DJ yet as dude who had weapons. And yeah, just as this conversation is starting, he's not gonna interrupt.
Yeah. Aurora is obviously like very touchy-feely at the moment, if that's okay. Just because
Fine.
very impressed by the music, whatever world that you guys were just talking about, and just wants to get to know you a little bit better.
Well, there's not too much to know. I will say before we start playing favorites or team tackle football in this bitch, I do kind of agree with Malcolm on the doctor. He's kind of a shithead.
I'm just
Like,
saying
he doesn't.
It's kind
He
of
doesn't really do shit, but walks around like he does a lot of shit.
Wow.
We're talking about Dr. B? Talking about Dr. B?
Yeah.
He's really kind of cute though.
I mean, I can agree with that, but plenty of mean people are cute.
Okay.
I
Gestures
suppose.
slightly to Malcolm.
I look straight at Malcolm when you say that. I look straight at Malcolm. I suppose that's true.
Dustin will
So-
not say anything else because he is his boss. But like,
What'd you figure out over there, Sorcerer Supreme? Leads, tips, hints, tricks.
Well, someone hit the actual possible Sorcerer Supreme around here, Bones, hard enough to at least surprise him. I know he's probably not actually a sorcerer, but he is my boss, so...
You don't know Bones' clan, but you do know they do not use any blood sorcery.
Yeah. I just know he's also, like, probably, like, the dude I'd be most scared to fight. I get that the Premier is probably stronger or whatever, but, like...
For sure.
Bones is scarier. I'm like, It's like, well, hit him hard enough to at least surprise him. I got a location.
That's an interesting thought.
Pacific Heights.
Okay.
That's a question for a DM. How far away is that from where the Children of the Grandmaster or whatever?
That is pretty freaking far, actually. I'm so glad you asked. Because Pacific Heights is on the north side, actually a little bit closer to where Malcolm's Manor is. But the children of the Grandmaster tend to hang out nearer to Haight, which is central San Francisco. The children of the Grandmaster tend to be like anywhere, really, but that's just one of the.
But I guess the instant he mentioned.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I didn't hear that, so I was somewhere else.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, I guess we at least got somewhere to start. When should we get on this? I kind of got plans tonight.
Agreed.
I got people I can talk to tonight, too. See if they've heard anything.
Agreed. Nothing more than bear surveillance for now. If we jump on this too fast, we'll be suspicious. Right now, we still have surprises our element. Whatever this force is, I don't believe they know that we know we're after them.
That's possibly fair. I think you could see his notebook. Like, Dustin's not hiding it. He has it down, and definitely the first notes are very likely the Fae or the Second Inquisition, or like everyone that the Premier said it wasn't. Like, that's his first thought, also, without having to discuss that with the group. It's like, yeah, I don't know.
Good.
Well, you all know that it's probably also not the work of the Changelings, because this is not their style.
Yeah.
They're just out for a good time, usually.
I don't know. Punching Bones in the face doesn't sound like a bad time if you can get it.
See, okay, so that's actually something I wanted to bring up, because at first I was wondering if this was just, some of the lower generation being a bunch of bitches and getting hands, feet, and elbows put on them. But Bones, I wouldn't really want to fight. So now I'm thinking you're talking about a normal kind off the street?
I mean, yeah, he's not hurt, but he definitely left a mark, and...
Yeah, but they usually can't even touch us.
Well, especially him.
He's certainly a shift in the power dynamic.
That's what I'm saying. This is gonna be a pain in my ass, isn't it?
Could not agree more. Cool. That does lead me to a thought, though, and... is Uma still off, or is she coming back at any point?
No, she'll come back. I think, like, when Dustin, like, sits down, she, like, eventually, like, circles back because she wants to know what Dustin's notes are.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll share directly with her.
Like, agreeing with Dustin and being like, I agree with that. Don't think it's the Changelings, just a little comment like that.
Yeah, I think Malcolm looks at you all and just says, regardless, if we are to do this as a unit, we'll have to collaborate on everything, including our resources. Meaning, for now at least, you all have full use of my manor. We can meet there whenever. I have full-time security. It's perfectly kept secure, and in fact, Dustin here ensures it's even warded in times.
Sounds lovely. Thank you.
I'll have to rent something nice. So lower property value.
No, Nugent. You'll be fine.
I usually wear a t-shirt and a leather vest. It'll be fine.
No. You'll be fine. Nonetheless, I'll have Jeffries go and restock my cellars. I have a feeling I'll be running dry recently with all the work we'll be doing.
I'll cast a look over to Aurora and say, you ever been in a music video?
No, but I totally want to.
You should take my number.
I will. And I give my phone to DJ.
And with that, I feel like everyone shares numbers. I don't know if does Malcolm like carry. Malcolm does carry their own phone. You did say that.
Mhm.
Is it an
Do you give
old
out-
Malcolm
flip
might
phone?
not share that though. Like
Yeah. Do
he
you
has
give out your
Dustin's
pers-
number. People have to go through.
Oh no,
Dustin's
no, yeah,
number.
oh yeah. Dustin's my personal assistant. You all get Dustin's number. Dustin will let me know whatever you all say to me.
Awesome.
This is gonna be.
Which also means you all now have a group chat to talk about me whenever you want. You guys know how group chats work?
Aurora immediately creates that group chat, by the way. It is
Oh,
Aurora
gosh.
that creates that group chat. And
Is
the
it
title
called
of it,
Shit Talk, Malcolm.
Shit Talk Malcolm chat,
No, of course.
is
Fantastic.
basically.
Fantastic.
With numbers being shared and contact being established, we're gonna go on our second break really
Absolutely.
quickly. Yes.
All right.
And thank you, by the way, for stopping by Vancouver by night. It
Hell
was
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out,
happy to
friends.
see more family around.
Family.
Family.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
See y'all in a little bit, by the way. Mwah. Bye.
Bye. Hey.
And hello, everyone. And for no reason in particular, happy Pride.
Happy Pride. We gang up
And,
and
It's a vampire game, Pride. I get it.
Of course. We are picking up just a few minutes after we left off. It is wound down for the night. You basically were like, the premier essentially claimed they had other work to do that evening and to meet with other people and to make yourselves scarce. Or you could stay and just waste your time if you really, really wanted to.
No, thank you.
No.
And now the five of you are sitting, or not sitting, are standing outside the Fillmore as many other concert attendees have left. The cover band was obviously just the opener for a different cover band, who was playing Leonard Skinner and other rock the rest of the evening.
Better.
It's not every night's a winning night, you know?
Indeed. I have no desire to stay here any longer. This music's grating on my ears. You all ready to leave?
Yeah.
Depends
might
on
as
where
well.
we're going.
Home was the plan. Dustin, bring the car around.
Home.
Dustin has replaced weapons and is, with a slight grumble, walking to the car.
Thank you, Dustin.
Yes.
Home.
Speaking-
Yes, Aurora, home. Is there a problem?
The night is so young.
Yes, and we have business
before-
to attend to.
Before he leaves, yes, and I'd like to get you guys home, and you can go wherever you want, but I have things to do, because we have a job.
That professionalism. Admirable.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
Do y'all want to come to the house? And then I look at DJ and Uma. Do y'all want to come to the house?
As you catch DJ's eyes again, now that we've gone outside and back out, his eyes are this deep cat-like yellow. He goes, I mean, sure, I guess.
I think Malcolm, if you're okay with it, literally like cups DJ's face a bit, looking at the eyes, just those lines, that symmetry. Marvelous.
Thank you, I grew them myself.
Beautiful. Really, you should show them off more. Have you modeled?
Okay, my guy, you smell like about 4 Black and Milds, just like half a step back.
Apologies.
You're
Yeah.
good. And yes, but not for public consumption. But yeah, we can go back to the mansion. Might as well. That's going to be the base of operations.
You'll find it to be a worthwhile estate. Anything you could have will be accommodated. If you don't have it, simply ask and I'll get it.
Oh yeah, he totally means that. I've been moving rooms. It's so pretty there.
Yes, the waitstaff is displeased.
That's why they're called staff.
Indeed.
If you would allow it, I think that's when Dustin would pull up car and just, yeah, she means me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dustin.
Don't
I'll be
apologize.
nicer next time.
Don't apologize to him.
Hmm.
He doesn't get paid to take those.
I'm hopping in the front seat next to Dustin.
I'll hop in the back. There's a wine cooler back there. I'm gonna pop open one of.
I'm gonna sit really, really close to Malcolm, almost on his lap.
Of course.
Although I think, Mallard, you were going to say something when I mentioned weapons. Just want to know.
Yes, I was gonna say you all got your weapons back and returned to you.
Yeah.
As for in the car, I feel like almost certainly it's not on the lap, but your legs are just draped over.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
And so Uma, you're just watching these two in the back and just like staring.
I'm not pleased. I don't look pleased about this. I'm allowing it to happen, but I don't look pleased about it.
Grumpy.
Wait, who am I sitting with? Is it just me and Malcolm in the back?
No,
Aurora's
Malcolm
really close
and
to me.
Aurora.
Ah.
I do think Malcolm will at least lead into it, though, enough that he lets Aurora light his pipe for him, at least.
Yeah.
Also,
Uma, where's Uma seating? Also in the
So
back.
the back seat is two sets
Limo,
of
right?
that actually face each. Yeah, it's kind of
Oh,
limousine-esque.
it's like a
That
limousine.
face each other.
Got the sexy
Um,
Rolls Royce.
Exactly. It's been fully customized.
Paid $250 for it.
And there's actually like a full-on privacy screen that I feel like you use often.
Of course.
I'm
often
gonna
enough.
roll it.
if he wants Dustin to feel awkward. If he wants Dustin to feel awkward, he keeps it open on purpose.
I'm gonna roll it down. Press the button to roll it down, just so that everyone is we can have a conversation while we're driving.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly why.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse
I
me.
also do like maybe just one moment looking over at DJ and just looks at Big Gun. Custom job?
Yeah, she's got a twin, Ebony and Ivory.
I knew it, sir!
I love it.
Called
I
it.
don't know if Dustin would know enough about video games to know what the reference is. Just, huh.
It's obviously a Stevie Wonder reference.
I
It's a
hate
yes.
you. I hate you.
Actually, yeah, maybe like the song?
You know, yeah, I like that. Do you like working for Malcolm?
I think that he's very useful and technically a good boss.
You can be honest. He has no choice.
Oh, I picked up on that. Kind of why I
Look.
was asking.
Everybody
Look,
has.
from the position I'm in. No. From where I'm at, I did have a choice, and this is the lesser of several evils.
I see.
Flattering.
Well, sounds like a choice to me. Nothing.
Your car winds through the streets and up the hills of San Francisco as you begin to make your way, the slow crawl of traffic, as it is about the time that most normal people, at least, would be going home to getting ready for bed. Of course, you five are not normal people. You're not even people at all. As a group, the five of you are much more akin to a pack or a group of predators, animals, if you will.
Mm.
As the car pulls into the Duvernay Manor and pulls into the garage alongside the sports car, the other proper limo, the Bentley, the SUV, numerous other options for whatever day.
Excuse me, Bentleys. I have 4 of them, specifically.
Right, of course. Color coded.
And
Separate
if I
colors,
may,
you know.
exactly one kind of beat up hearse.
Exactly. I don't feel like that's probably parked in the garage. I feel like that's like
That's fair though. It's probably like in front of the apartment
You know,
section.
my old school's a motherfucking Panamera where the 2 chains, so, you know, that's all it is.
as the car pulls in and the engine clicks off, you hear the trickling of the water running through the radiator. A sign, at least I assume, for Dustin that maybe check out the water pump on this car at some point, or get someone to. I'm just assuming Dustin's a car person.
A bit.
Yeah.
He knows how to fix them.
I have a team of mechanics you can call if you need to.
But for everything but his own car.
Anticipating
Is
your
that
arrival,
interesting?
there's a in the cigar room, because of course this manor has a cigar room. That's
Several.
true, at least. Yeah. A table and some chairs have very nice upholstered chairs has been set up for you all to meet and sit and chat with one another.
Malcolm will enter, stopping to look at Isis, the Valkyrie, standing outside, and just a bottle from the cellar, if you please. Thank you, darling.
Isis.
Her blonde hair tied back into a very high ponytail just flicks as she gives you a differential head tilt and then wanders off to go grab a bottle of wine.
I may see her later this
Yeah.
evening. My fantasies aside, come, sit. Make yourselves comfortable.
DJ will walk in and just do a long whistle and like, yeah. Maybe once we settle all this, I can shoot something here.
You'll have to let me move a few things around. I feel the symmetry's a bit off, but I certainly wouldn't mind.
Hanging above the fireplace here, there is a pigment painting of someone who looks almost exactly like Malcolm, perhaps a little bit younger, standing in soldier's regalia, standing alongside another person.
Give him the old presidential, you know?
A commission from someone from long ago that you
Yeah.
still remember.
I think Malcolm is looking around as he's talking to DJ about like shooting a video here. His eyes stop there and kind of linger for maybe just a half second longer than they should before he cuts them away kind of quickly. Regardless, what have we gathered so far?
If you allow me, I think possibly Dustin also talked to one of the Valkyries they passed, or to Luciana, and they'd come in with like a map of the city, just like maybe on a corkboard, and he just pins one spot. It's like, well, we know this one, and to GJ, I believe you have information on another attack. Do we know exactly where it is?
Well, they said it was on their turf, but that could span for a couple of different blocks. I've got somebody already. I texted him to see if I could try and narrow it down, but who knows how long that's gonna take.
Marvelous.
But
You do get a
generally here.
You do get a response that said a lot of it has been happening in Polk specifically, and that's a small section of a few blocks that you get. It is actually near to a homeless encampment, as well as a few. It's a very rundown part of the city. Has been economically ignored for quite a few years. For the audience's sake, I don't know if this was ever stated. This is taking place in the 2010s, early 2010s, around 2014 specifically. There has not yet been a recovery from the 2008. The economic recovery is coming from the 2008 recession. However, it is slow going. At least in some parts.
Do we think there's anything in common between these two locations that we have so far?
Not that I can figure from here.
You have the right eye there.
I can talk
Actually,
to.
there's a roll someone could make if they would like to.
Gimme.
Gimme.
Someone could make me a streetwise plus intelligence check.
Would I get a specialty bonus for this relating to San Francisco?
Yes, of course.
Phantasmo.
I think.
So I have a collective 5 in that. I think DJ should do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I got like 4 in that, so that makes the most sense.
Mm-hmm.
Hit him up, DJ.
Unless we can make this about the black market. So.
Difficulty 0, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, set the difficulty to 0 for now, and then
I
I'll
find that's
tell
been
you what you get.
what's allowing it to behave well.
I'm gonna spend a willpower and re-roll those misses, actually,
Go for it.
because that's a real whack.
Yeah, not a fantastic roll, gotta say.
That is much better. 4
Here
successes.
comes the roll.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 4 successes. You actually do know a link between these two places. The northern, more richer part actually comes from... There's a small private college that has a couple of classes up there, a few buildings and a dormitory. You know that in particular, and its relationship to the other area, because there's actually one small-time group of drug runners who often sell shit to the college students who can pay. Weed is not yet legal. It is the main bread and butter for this organization. And that strikes you as odd because, of course, from what you know, at least, this gang has not really bothered anyone else. They're just doing their own small-time thing.
Mm-hmm.
However, from what it sounds like, they have become more aggressive, at least, and have become under strife with the children of the Grand Master.
I'll relate all of that to my newly found coterie.
May I ask, our 5 himbos, the rowing team, is this the college they
It is
went
not.
to?
They went to UC Davis, which is another town.
Okay.
But
Alright.
they have moved here for work.
They've moved here for I can't protect them and prevent them from hurting themselves in another city.
Yeah.
Well, alright. That's interesting, I guess. I don't know if I know anybody in there, but anyone else?
I mean, I know a couple people just about everywhere. I don't know how helpful those people will be in the various places, but I can hit up the person who got my attention in the first place. I figure that'd be a good place to start. Did you say that guy's name was Milan?
It was Marcus.
Marcus, right.
I believe I know a few
any chance I
landlords in
could-
the area. I could ask them around certainly as well.
Any chance I can meet with this guy, Marcus?
I mean, yeah, I don't see why not. And I'll like
Alright.
Marcus is cool, but he's, in all honesty, kind of a poser. Probably don't want him showing up here.
Oh,
So-
yeah, I was gonna go there.
That's a good idea. I'll tell him to be on the corner of insert San Francisco Street.
And for cert address here.
123 San Francisco Street.
Main Street.
Yeah, Main Street.
I'll meet you at the corner of Main and San
Pacific
Francisco.
Boulevard.
Scovard, any city, USA.
All right, and I'm gonna talk to the Thin Bloods. If anyone's gonna notice kind being stronger, it's gonna be them, I think.
I have a theory to run past you all.
Chip?
Granted, we don't have a lot of information just yet, but if these are kind that are seeming more powerful than normal, drug of some kind, something new on the street, I'm happy to do some research.
That's certainly a
That's
possible lead.
probably what it's gotta be, right?
It's the only thing I think of.
Indeed. And if that's the
It's
case,
even
Our question becomes who's pushing it and why.
I mean, even despite what boss lady said, I still think the twosies are like gotta be the leading candidate. I don't even know anybody else around here that does bioengineering on that level, at least.
That does lead me to a further point following Uma's line of questioning. Whether it be a drug or something else, something here is allowing kind to resist the feed. That's a dramatic shift in power dynamic for, well, whoever has control over that unique resource. A shift even the Premier can't seem to accommodate for. That's not a power one should let go easily.
You say you want to get a hold of whatever this thing is and use it?
I say I want to get a hold of it. What we decide afterwards happens, well, afterwards.
To DJ, she'll say, the twosies do seem likely, but I mean, blood rituals, blood sorcery, I don't know. I think there are plenty of other options too.
I mean, hell, it might be the Camarilla. This is a great way to just stabilize someone else's section, quarter, whatever the fuck they're calling it.
It's
I
mildly
would
brilliant,
make
honestly.
What do you
Aurora
think?
is from the Camarilla, right?
I mean,
You are.
same.
Curious.
Technically, Dustin too, but
And DJ
Technically
looks
Anarch,
over.
but I know all about how the cam rolls, so.
DJ looks over to Aurora and says, "What do you think?"
Aurora has not been paying attention.
Hello.
this is
Oh, sorry. It
Special.
sounds like a lot of boring work here. Just tell me if you need somebody to convince anyone of anything, and I could probably do it.
well. Now hold on. I think it's maybe also magic, but if it is a drug, I mean,
It could be a
Aurora, you like a good club,
I do. I do
and
like,
you like talking to people.
and I also like doing that.
You're
Is
onto
there
something.
any way you could possibly stay on mission and ask around for a drug that makes people real strong?
First of all,
Uh,
staying on mission is something I can do as needed, and yeah, I could totally go clubbing and ask around for some drugs. That's all you
Dustin
need.
will point at the map and is like, "What's this circle I drew here, and why did I draw it?"
I don't know.
See?
Also, I didn't know we were on the mission already. I thought we were just hanging out.
And for that reason,
Okay.
take Isis with you.
Who, I could take Isis with me?
Here,
On
if-
mission.
I shall
Sure,
prepare my
whatever.
issues.
Totally mission related stuff.
I'll go in my hoodie pockets and pull out 4 wallets and like start flipping through all of them. And I'll pull out 2 gold pass cards to whatever the nicest club is in San Francisco.
Nice.
One that has those college kids.
Call it. What?
Well, you know, again, for Aurora's not. You'll want to talk to college kids. We think maybe there's a connection to people who've been pushing drugs.
College
to them.
kids. I guess that'll be fine. I
They're
do like
younger
them
and
a
easier to
little bit
manipulate.
older. And I look straight at Malcolm when I say that.
Malcolm rolls his eyes a bit, looks over at Dustin, and then looks at Aurora and just says, "This is of vital importance to our operations. You'll do this for me, yes?"
Fine. I guess I can be good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Isis, keep that one on task, please.
Hmm?
Sorry, go ahead.
Uma, do you want to come with us?
No, I was just saying that I'm impressed that you
Oh.
got a take out of the man.
Yeah. It's fun.
Uh,
A lot,
it's at
a
this
lot more
point-
experience.
all of
be
you
cool.
were
Sorry.
facing each other in like a semicircle, so you didn't see that Isis literally walked behind you all and just quick changed, and is now wearing just a very low cut like black dress that goes a little bit past the hips as well.
Isis?
And they are carrying. They're not obviously armed, but they have like a small black clutch, and you know that there's a you would know at least, Malcolm, that there's a small handgun in there.
Sweet.
Easily.
Milan. It's a thigh holster. Let's be real here.
Yeah,
It's a thigh
not
holster.
an open carry state.
Okay, and
He just said the dress is so short that it gets to her hips. So.
exactly. You mean listen, fam? That's all I'm saying. Like it's a thigh holster. Thigh hip holster is what I'm hearing, fam. That's all I'm saying. Like you mean. Any case.
Isis, you look gorgeous as always.
For once, I agree with Aurora. I'll definitely see you later this
Very
evening.
kind.
Yes.
Whatever
You're
you
not too
command.
tired.
May I ask, what is our... Am I going undercover as partners, friends, colleagues?
Partners!
All right.
Whatever the lady wishes.
When you show the bouncer those passes, just say you know the DJ.
Okay. Thank you.
And as they hold out their arm for you to loop yours, Isis is definitely like on the taller side, like standing 5'11". Yeah.
Malcolm will just look up and just take the 911. I'm not using it anytime soon.
Right. And then these two walk the steps of their heels clacking onto the wooden floor. And that is actually where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh.
But first, before we do outros... No, actually, let's do outros first, and then everyone will get an after credit scene.
Hell yeah.
Oh no!
I love the credit scenes. Okay, how we doing outros in order? What's the plan?
We're gonna go reverse order from when we started. Foxy, please go ahead and start us off.
Hey folks, how you doing? I'm Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your favorite fox, Philly's finest. You can find me on the Twitter sphere at Foxy Eternal, FOXXII. Eternal spelled the way it normally is. The next place you'll see me at, as far as stream things go, is... Oh man, I'm actually not entirely sure. Oh, Thursday! You will see me Thursday over on Weave the Tale for the return of Into the Stormlands, where I will be bringing back Taya, the now confirmed Anati rogue. I'm a big spider. It's real cool. Outside of that, you know, stay tuned for plenty of things. The return of Frozen Rain here on Neon Lights. Other campaigns that are popping up and popping on. Both of my two new campaigns, With the Will, a Digimon Odyssey, and Stardust Ghosts, a Mechton Zeta story, are both coming up very, very soon. It'll be great. And looking forward to it. This has been awesome. I've been Foxy. Y'all have been wonderful. Moving it on. Tate, do the thing.
Hello, Twitch. My name is Tate Washburn. You can find me at kinda_writing on Twitter. I'm also on Itch now. You can find me at Tate the Terrific. We'll have to add that to Nightbot, and maybe we'll give that for a minute, because
I got you.
debating on some other social media stuff. But regardless, what you really should do is follow this channel's Twitter account at Neon Lights Our Play, where we post all of our cool stuff. We give alerts for when shows are going up. We do a lot funnier memes and jokes than I do on my Twitter, because we got a lot of people working on it at once. And then you can also join our Discord, where, you know, we bring in people for games. We do a lot of memeing. We sometimes do a lot of just talking on the chat and streaming and stuff like that. It's real fun. But other than that, yeah, I'm going to be in this show. I actually am at a dearth of shows at the moment.
We'll fix that soon.
I believe next it is Glyza.
Yeah.
Oh, that's me. Hey,
Yes.
hey, I'm Glyza. I go by they, them. Today I got to play Aurora, my attempt at a sexy vampire with no brain cell. But you know what? It's fine. I'm the third culture kid of your nightmares. I'm a person of many hats. I'm a podcast host. I'm a writer. I'm a variety streamer. I'm a talk show host. Something I'm really, really proud of, by the way, it's called Trial Run. It's a show where I interview different TTRPG personalities, creators, players, GMs, and everything else in between. I also create a character with them and run them through a quick one-shot. Speaking of TTRPG personalities, I guess I'm one too. Tomorrow, I'm going to go to Girls Runs These Worlds, and I'm going to debut my other mess of a character in the Good Society Regency Remix. That's where you'll find me tomorrow. But I have so many shows, both unannounced and announced. Vampire superheroes. I'm going to be playing a Genasi, a Space Ninja, a couple of demigods, and a Digimon trainer. Anyway, you can find all of that announced on Twitter by just looking for @ClassicalGlyza on the internet. I am everywhere at Classical Glyza, except for Instagram. I don't use Instagram. Don't look for me there. But yeah, hi.
Is D next, by the way?
Okay. Hi,
Yeah.
my lovely children of the dark. My name is D. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I have brought to you DJ Green by way of Caro Sickness. And yeah, I'm a voice actor, streamer, musician. I do things all across the internet that cause people to be frazzled for various reasons. And you should follow me on Twitter at It's the Riddler every other Tuesday, except for this upcoming Tuesday. You can listen to my homebrew 5e D&D podcast called Through Hollow Flames, available on all podcasting services. I just introduced the next DMPC, and it's Kirby. Find out if I get sued. Every other Friday, you can catch me over on Gut Punch RP, where I play Lady Liliana Poltaine, the Nightmare, in another D&D 5e homebrew campaign called Darkness Rising. Outside of that, you can find me causing trouble and thirsting over pretty people on Twitter. I am the reigning and retaining TTRPG Universal Champion.
Damn.
And you should keep up with my new musical project that I'm doing over on Twitter called Grave Digging Music. Follow your boy.
I think that means I'm next. Hello, I am Leona, Fantasy's finest. You can find me on Twitter at the Leona Maple. You will see me next, actually, where Foxy said, over on Weeds the Tale, playing Dahlia, our adorable Leshy witch, in our group of Chaos Beings. And other than that, you should definitely follow me on Twitter to keep up with show announcements and things like that, such as show announcements for this one. And then come back here in 2 weeks' time, because I want to see y'all again.
Mwah.
I am also a intersectionality and tabletop RPG consultant, and you should definitely hire me to work on your stuff. That's me. Bye!
As Leona said, we will be back in 2 weeks for the second episode of this show. But first, let me go ahead and introduce myself for those of you who do not know me. My name is Milan, also known as Mallard on the internet. You can find my stuff over on twitter.com/mallardman_. I post and tweet things all the time that should make you concerned, but that's part of the fun. Speaking of concerning things, my Twitch is there too, at Mallardman on Twitch. It is an excellent source of fun and games whenever I'm live, which who knows when that'll be. Soon is when that'll be. Because I am almost done with school. But for now, you can find me here every alternating Monday, as we said, which next episode, if you were not aware, will be on the 20th. In addition, you can find me every Tuesday morning on that podcast he mentioned, Through Hollow Flame, where I play the ever-suffering Cyrus. I am in danger all the time, and it definitely doesn't make me stressed in my real life sometimes.
No, I don't randomly send you messages at 2 a.m. that make you worry for a week and a half. I wouldn't do that.
In addition, you can find me every Friday for the next few weeks, where I play Star Trek Adventures, over on Critical Misses. Yes, that is correct. I am playing Arthur Rubin, the disaster of a child who is, for some reason, allowed to touch a fusion reactor.
Exciting.
Sounds like a
Yes.
bad idea.
Other than that, my Wednesday show just ended, so I am actually free of any other obligations that I can name at the moment. I think. Yeah, that sounds about right. So we're going to end with one last roll of the dice for me as I see exactly what this ending scene entails. That is several crits. Okay.
Uh-oh.
In the red light of a photography darkroom, an individual takes a photo that is finished developing, puts it up onto a board in the corner with a thumbtack pointedly jabbed into it, then ties a piece of red string around one end and loops it to another. These black and white photos taken who knows when, one of which contains a photo from the side, from somewhere up high, of Aurora. And along the string, connecting it, a photo of Uma. And that's where we're ending tonight's session.
Oh fuck.
See y'all in 2 weeks.
Dun dun
She
dun.
Dun, dun.
Okay, we out of here. Bye. We're Ramp Up Studios. Saving.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Bye now. Bye-bye.